found no section that states that concurrent meetings are not legal.
Double negative.
Well, yeah, but it's what it's saying is, in essence, the search did not find any information that said it was illegal. So one has to conclude that the government code is silent on this in any specific language. Is that the case, John?
Yes.
And
if I may
yes.
amplify on that, there seems to be no reason, good reason at all, why we couldn't have concurrent meetings. I mean, no, it doesn't defeat the purpose of the Brown Act or any other act.
Okay. And since that's the case, when we are sitting here tonight and other nights past and future nights, we are sitting at the same time serving two functions for two different agencies. Is that the case? And that is, from what you found in the government code or what you know of the government code, that's okay? That
is okay, and that is, in fact, what you always did, whether you had separate meetings or not. And the best example is the past two items that you passed required, it was an agreement between the city and the redevelopment agency, and the same people act on it. But I mean, that's a pretty good example.
What we did do in the past was hold the city council meeting and act on it, adjourn that meeting, and open up the other meeting.
I understand.
And it separated the two. But what I'm saying and asking is that's an unnecessary step according to law, and that we can serve at the very same time two functions.
Yes, and it's less confusing.
I agree. Thank you.
I think that point is really driven home on page 81, because to approve this whole agreement, the chair of the board of directors, which is Mr. Rod Lindsay, is going to sign the top line. Then he's going to come right around and he's going to sign it again as the city of Shasta Lake mayor. So Rod is totally agreeing with Rod. So Rod, please don't get confused there on that.
Well, until this changes, the next person coming to board is going to be in the same position. Thank you. All right. What are we going to do on this here? Any, Dolores, you have some comments?
Well, I'm just amazed to hear everybody, you kind of have questions and, you sound like, you have some good questions, but yet you turn around and just go right back to just taking the recommendation of the staff and the city attorney who sits there, who's paid by the taxpayers. I just find it, very difficult to sit here without, saying anything. But, it's how can all council members who were elected by the people just sit here and accept all these recommendations without having somebody else a second opinion? Excuse me, it's. It's time for the council to start looking at these questions that people are asking. I mean, we have so many citizens, it's not just me, citizens who are asking and questions. And you were elected to do what's right for the people. You have to kind of ask yourself, are we doing the right thing? Or do we have an attorney that we really could just rely on and trust them? I mean, I don't just trust somebody who just tells me something and expect me, to say, oh, okay. I'd rather have a second opinion. We have to kind of think about what we're doing. Well, I know what I'm doing, but what I see here is that, I just don't see that it's okay to approve and continue to do CC and RDA together. Because I saw some of the minutes in year 2008 and 9. It's totally different. You were doing it totally different. Now, ever since me and Ron Dixon here, we were elected, it's been turned to be CC and RDA. If you go back to those years, you'll see the minutes are different. So I recommend that you really start looking at the things that you've been approving, because all of us will be accountable for our actions.